Flowers. Flowers are like the verses, the teachings, the principles of Eastern wisdom. And the honey is the message in these teachings. Ask yourself, are you a fly, mosquito, or bee? Only the bee can collect the honey from the flowers. Fly, no chance. Mosquito, no chance. Do you see that? That is what we are covering on Mondays and Thursdays to become the bee. Think of these, beautiful examples and the metaphors given to us by our masters. So if we are not the bee and I've been attending the classes regularly, nothing happens. You are a fly, okay, mosquito. It's not my fault. What should I do? I cannot do anything. You don't teach the way I like it. We know what a fly likes. So, but I cannot say that. No, I don't like this practice of meditation. The mosquito does not sit on a dead matter. It sits on a living being. We need to understand this. This understanding should be free from doubt. Christina, are you a girl? Oh, what the heck, are you crazy? It's a doubt-free understanding that I am a girl. Replace I am a girl with I am real self. Do you have a doubt? Yes. So, that is why we have to attend the session regularly and we have to continue the journey until the doubt is removed. Huh? Do you see the examples, metaphors, the way these masters, every master has their own way of expression. So, what is more important? The flowers are available, honey is available. Are you a bee? Not a simple bee, honey bee. We all are bees. But from the point of view of a teacher, everyone is a honeybee. As a teacher, we don't. Should I use the word discriminate? Yes, we don't discriminate. It is your mind that reacts and responds to the teacher. And we have to do nothing with it. We continue our journey. So this text, when you are already a honeybee, you have collected the honey, and somewhat little doubt is left. So you remove all those doubts and you declare. What do you declare? That you are the honeybee. Wherever you go, you know how to collect the honey. And you live in your real self. That is the message. So there are two verses in the third chapter, the master challenges. Not only challenges, but here is another honeybee has come. Where is? Yes. We were talking about honeybee. Sam, you are one of the honeybee. So you have to listen to the entire. So, hi. So, Vishwam Sfurati Yatraidam Taranga Evisagari. Sohamasmiti Vigyaya Kim Dinam Evdhavasi. What a beautiful. It's a teaser. The master uses a teaser in this verse. Because you are already a honeybee, you know the flower, which is nothing but the teaching of the Eastern wisdom to find the real self. And that honey is the real self. So, what he says, you have now known that you are the real self, and the entire universe appears like a wave in a sea that you are. Why you are running here and there? Why you are not calm? Do your work. Do your work. But internally you are totally settled. So you may see the teachers are also running, but their running is different from your running. I have to go to restroom, I have to eat food, I have to drive. But everything is manifestation of that real self. That is the beauty of the life. So we enter into the most beautiful life once we awaken to the real self. So the master is saying, what is saying? Not able to join. Why you are not able to join? He writes that I'm not able to join because I'm in metro. So obviously it is very clear. So I have to do nothing. So the first verse is, do you see that first? What a beautiful verse. So a teaser, why do you run about like a miserable being? You're not miserable. So don't feel that when awakening takes place, you will have three noses, three eyes, five ears. Nothing changes outside. Everything changes inside. That state of the consciousness as a pure being that is manifesting in day to day life, in every activity. That is the result of meditation. Relaxation, calmness, peace, these are small things in meditation. But when you go to the Google, they say this relaxation therapy by meditation. They are for the flies and the mosquitoes, not for the honeybees. The next verse it says, Shrutvapi, hearing even, Shuddha Chaitanyam Atmanam Ati Sundaram. That pure self, that real self, that pure consciousness is you, is so beautiful, is the most beautiful. Upasthe, another teaser, Janah Katham Upasthe Atyanna Sansakta Malinyam Arigachati. After hearing oneself, are you hearing that you are real self? Are you listening? You see that, let me express it in my own way and then I will go into. Have you heard that you are real self? Have you heard and listened that real self is pure, permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom? Have you heard it? Why you're saying my honey is not listening to me? Because that real self is all pervading. Where the mind has gone. Do you see? Wrong notion. I have understood you that I am the real self. It is all pervading. It is one reality. But, but, then comes the but. So the but divides. And that is the false notion. These false notions can only be removed by listening, learning, listening, learning, listening. I know I am permanent peace, but I have a stress. What does it mean? So I believe my understanding from the mind having a wrong notion that I am stressed. It is much more than realizing the peace within me. So you see that what he says after hearing oneself to be the pure consciousness and surpassingly beautiful, how can one yet to be deeply attached to the sensual objects and thus becoming pure? What a beautiful. It only happens because of two things. Knowledge is there, but the knowledge has some doubt into it. Where the doubt? Doubt in the mind. Where the false notion? It is in the mind. So, listening and learning, as the masters explain these principles differently, the time comes the mind removes the doubt. Why the mind has to remove the doubt? Because of the doubt and the false notion, I do not recognize and realize my real self. Do you see that? How logical thinking they have. So, when this mind realizes, now see that another point of understanding. I am ignorant about physics. So, where is the locus of knowledge? Mind. And where is the locus of ignorance? Mind. So, I have to remove ignorance from the mind by listening, learning, and practice. But this text here speaks about you are a honeybee, you are a seeker. So you extract everything. Do you know that honeybee does not harm even a single petal of the flower? So as a seeker, you are so soft, you find, you are aware, you are alert. You pick up that honey, return. That is the journey of meditation. But why it does not happen? Because we do not think. We are a non-thinker. Why we are a non-thinker? Because the mind is filled with the likes and dislikes. Why the mind is filled with the likes and dislikes? Because of attachment and detachment. But why there is an attachment and detachment? You see the logical understanding? Because the way I am acting, the working in my life, that is karma. So why karma? Whenever I do an action, I earn fruits of that result of my karma. I earn merit and demerit. Because of the merit and demerit, I have this body, and this body continues with the sickness and health, birth, and the cycle continues. So when the birth and the death cycle continues, this is what is known as the world. And that world is the cause of the suffering, what Buddha says. The world means here that the mind is constantly attracted like a flies to the things you are fully aware. It is not the honeybee. So the problem is that I have to extract the honey. I have not to be a fly. So when you are stressed and anxious and reacting, it is just, you have to move from a fly to. So right knowledge, doubt. Doubt has to be removed from the mind. And doubt can be removed. Can you remove the doubt? Huh? Can you remove the doubt by practice? Now answer yourself. Can you remove the doubt by practice? No, I have gone to this beard guy house 50 times, and now I have removed the doubt about this guy. You see, the master is hammering where you are. The doubt can only be removed by understanding, by knowledge. And removing that knowledge is known as the process of discernment and dispassion. Dispassion and discernment. So I have to filter out false notion, wrong notion, right notion. What are the false notion? Let me drop it. So the master guides you. Oh, here is the teaching. Here is the principle. Do you see that? Yes, I see that. The way the landscaper trims the plants, removes the weed. That is causing the doubt. So once you remove those weeds, trim it so that your front yard looks beautiful. That is becoming a honeybee. We have not to carry the burden of what happened yesterday. We have not to carry the burden of the future in terms of the worries. We need that mind. So once we have these mind, that mind hears these principles, and once you hear these principles, it goes into your mind, it settles there, free from the doubt, and knowledge reveals our true nature. Knowledge reveals our true nature. These two verses, look from the other point of view and think of it again and again and again. But before that, do you still understand and do you still remember the first chapter where the seeker asked three questions? As a seeker, you ask big questions, not a small question. No, I had a problem with my honey. What should I do? Go to the lawyer. Find out what you should do. I have a problem with in my relationship. What should I do to change myself? You are a seeker. You have asked a big question. So even seeker has to learn how to ask a big question. Otherwise, what we'll say first, today honey is a problem, tomorrow client is a problem, third house is a problem, fourth car is a problem, the world is a problem. I am the only single person who is right. So you are not a seeker. You're not a seeker. Understand that. Leave the world as it is. So, in the first chapter, the master answers the question how the dispassion is attained, how the knowledge of the real self is attained, and how the freedom can be attained. Freedom from the suffering. And because in the second chapter, the seeker was a honeybee, a perfect honeybee. So he explained his experiences. In the third chapter, that is what we are undergoing learning. The master is checking. Come on, you have explained to me. Did you understand it intellectually? Or do you have a realization? That is the beauty of this teaching of this master. Now understand in a very simple way, and then we will do the practice. The world is outside. Clear? You are world for me. You are world for me. This world means people, places, location, time, events, actions. This is world. Clear? When this word enters into my mind, it is my experience. Brandy is outside. I experience her in my mind. Sam is outside. I experience him in my mind. Do you see that? Are you aware of this? The word outside, experience in the mind. Right? Find out who is the experiencer. Who is the experiencer? Who is the knower of the world outside and the experiences happening in the mind? The moment you find the knower and the seer, you are already there. And once you find that, you always live into that state. It cannot be undone. It is irreversible. Why it is not happening? Is it not happening because of the world outside? No. Is it happening because the mind has gathered all the experiences and the impressions which I claim is me and mine? But they are experiences. Experiences changes. I'm not the mind, and I'm not the content of the mind. Huh? Do you see this understanding? The world outside, I experience in my mind. My mind imagines, gathers the impressions, and which I claim as me and mine. That is not true. It is false notion. You see your honey, so your mind picturizes, you give your own interpretation. Who gives the interpretation? The mind. But you are not the mind. You are the knower and the seer, which is totally different from the experiences of the world outside, which is happening. You are different from both. Those experiences are the waves, like the waves in an ocean. We are an ocean. We have to shift little. Sometimes you invite many people in your home and only 3 people can sit on a couch and the fourth guy comes. You say, oh, come on, you can sit here. You have to shift your wrong notion to the right notion. The moment you shift, you are already there. That much is required. That is why this master throws a teaser and it says, yes, can you? Okay, do you see that? That is why you are still engaged in all kinds of activities in the world outside, but you are totally separate from it. That real self is totally separate. So there is an inner transformation. Obviously, it manifests outside also, but goal is to have the inner transformation. Don't be so serious. I know you are listening seriously, so let us start our practice.